blessed, man. Just got done training.
How'd that go?
Man, it went good, man. It went real good.
That's good, man. Yeah, that's major that the basketball team that you were Reigns that you're training is made it this far so far in the playoffs. So hopefully they keep winning. So what I'm thinking is we'll definitely hit on that. I'm just looking through these list of questions that I had just created.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
open up with like what's the energy like right now with the high school playoffs and the little dribblers? And then what do you notice about the kids today compared to when you were coming up?
Man, that's tough.
Why do moments like the playoff season still hit different for you, even after everything like you've done, going to the pros and stuff like that? And then we'll go into like more motivation and then the career and kind of wrap it up with some more lessons that you try to pass on to the athletes.
Absolutely, bro. You got it, man. You the pro.
Okay. So yeah, I had just pieced that together, but we're gonna make it work. All right, how we get started in 5 seconds. You want to change your name on the because right now it says Black's iPhone. I can rename it. What you want me to rename it to?
Uh, you. It don't matter, okay?
I
You can
got
make it more professional. Yeah.
DOGG.
hmm No, my bad. KDOG.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Should be good. Here we go. We up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? It's Kaymon here with 903 Media, and we have a very special guest with us tonight. And I'm really looking forward to diving into this conversation. He's making a huge impact out here in the Northeast Texas area and surrounding areas. He's pouring into the basketball sport specifically here and just really training up the dogs, is what we call it, and developing. So I'm glad to introduce to you all Dyron Anderson. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing, man? Good evening.
Good evening to you as well. I'm doing well. Yeah, I can't complain. Doing well, feel good. So, how you doing though? It's a great time of the season, right?
Yeah, man. Very blessed, man. Blessed to have some players playing in the postseason. It's a true blessing, man.
What is that like, that energy like for you right now with the high school playoffs and stuff going on and you sitting in the stands and just watching the players that you're developing, just watching them go out there and perform this late in the season?
Well, I'm so hard on myself, man. I really sit there and I think and really hope that I prepared my players the best that I could. And so far they've been showing me that I did. I have. So it's just to sit there and watch their dreams come true and to see them keep continue to fight. That's that's quite commendable, you know. I wish I was out there with them, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's that competitor in you, just looking out there and just wishing you was out there, wishing you was in that moment. And so, can you still play?
Yeah, I can. Got to get back in tip top shape. But yes, sir. And if I had to go out there right now, man, I could do a lot of things.
Yeah. So let me ask you, whenever you're like in the gym or at these games, what do you notice first about kids today compared to when you were coming up, when you were playing?
Uh, I guess they don't take some don't take the preparation as serious. Um, I mean, when we was coming up and we was looking at rivals, big playoff games, we really didn't talk to the next team until after. Like we really didn't talk to the next team. We didn't really have any words. We may have respected each other in our heads, but we didn't let that show on the court at all.
Do you feel like the social media era has something to do with that? Because I mean, we knew about and I kind of came in like at the very, very beginning of the social media era whenever I was in high school. But I remember the impact it had because it's like now I know people in Texarkana, I know people in Sulphur Springs, Longview, Tyler, but I've never met them in person. But it's like I knew them through the whole social media platform. So it's like when I do see them, that's like kind of buddy buddy, or it's out of respect versus hearing about them in the newspaper and or not even hearing about them at all and then just showing up. Do you feel like that has something to do with, what's going on?
Absolutely, man. When we didn't have social media, we just saw each other when we saw each other, and it was always war when you was playing against somebody like born, like I said, born and raised, Kenner, Louisiana, 5 miles from New Orleans. We just took all matchups personal. We didn't have anything to talk about. We didn't have each other numbers. We just when we saw each other, we just knew what it was. Now after the game, you give me your best, I give you your best, and we shake hands, maybe. Um, but it's just always we always had that competitive nature and that competitive drive. And the respect that we had, like if you wasn't competitive, then we just didn't respect you. Like if you didn't bring that edge, like it was like, nah, we really don't. Why you out here?
Yeah. And how do you breed that into the players that you're developing? Or let's talk about so from my understanding, you're training the whole entire Reigns. Are they Wildcats?
I'm Wildcats
Reigns Wildcats. And Reigns is in the third round of the playoffs,
going to the fourth.
going to the fourth.
Yeah.
So how has that experience been like? Let's talk about that.
Well, those young ladies over there are truly different. They You don't have to beg them to put in the extra work. They're always ready to work. They're always listening. I train quite a few, but I do feel like I have, really mentored the team. I don't treat anyone different than the other. But those girls as a unit are fighters and dogs, and they find ways to win. They believe in each other, but they very, very competitive. So they remind me of true believe like back home. They just some dogs, and they the way they handle themselves is quite commendable. They're very respectful young ladies. They're always asking me ways they can get better, and the best thing um that reminds me of them the most is they ask for feedback and they actually take it. They know it's not a personal attack, but I can say I am very hard on them, but I'm hard on them for a reason. I believe we could win state, and I'm not saying they, I'm saying we because I'm with them through the ups and the downs, and they respect that.
What was the like when you first got introduced to them? How did you get introduced to them actually?
My guy, CJ Cannon.
Okay, I know CJ.
Yeah, he introduced me. He brought my name up, and Mrs. Phillips, which is JC Phillips' mom. I reached out to her about some training, and they gave me a shot. And when I when as soon as I walked in the gym, I just felt a different type of culture there. And they wasn't playing any games, and I started training JC. She was my first player, and then I've trained over 6 or 7 um, kids down there. Actually, right now I have four four groups. Four groups. Just recently, I just started training 4 groups down there. The fourth and fifth grade, the fifth and sixth, um, and the eighth grade with some seventh grade as well. So the culture down there is just very different. They When you do right by people, kids, and they see that you're very serious, and it's not just about what comes out your mouth but your actions. They're behind you, and they have treated me like, treated my family like their family. So very excited for those young ladies. Everybody would say, well, Coach Anderson, you did this, you got them better, man, but it wasn't me, man. It was the God in me that influenced them. But big shout out to my guy CJ Cannon.
Yes, indeed. And so whenever you got there, like what were some things that as far as like basketball wise, they did well? that you felt like they could make a run for state when you saw them, and then kind of like how did that progress over the season?
For sure, sharing the ball. They're the most unselfish team I've ever encountered. They share the ball. Each and every one of them have different things they bring to the game. Everyone is cheering each other from the last person on the bench. They just really love each other, and they just find ways to win. They find I feel like it's nothing that they can't accomplish, you know. And like I said before, they listen. The coaching staff, from the head coach on down to the assistant coaches, down to the managers of the team and the trainers. Like, with the parents as well, they just a big family. They just want to see each other grow, and they just want to see each other get better. And one thing that stands out the most about them, all of them love Jesus Christ. Um, and when I'm texting or talking to them, hey, how y'all doing, girls? Y'all ready to play? Hey, coach, in church, got, and then we talk about that, because I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is everything to me. And I share my experiences with God with them, and they're very in tune with the Bible, as they should be.
How you think they receive like your experiences, like coming from New Orleans and going and doing what you did, and then raising your family here in East Texas? How are they
They
receiving that?
um they tell me how they're very proud of me, and things I've accomplished, and just 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 the I just continue to get better, and they see that. Like I said, they don't see that from my words. They see that from action. They're like, Coach, we're proud of you, and look at what you had to go through, but look at you now, Coach. And like I said, they uplift me. They look at me and be like, well, Coach, you have helped us so much, but then I come back and tell them the same thing. You all have helped me when I was down. Um, like when I retired. I did not. That was a hard spot, man. When I retired, that was a hard spot, and these young ladies came into my life and just reminded me of how to really play true basketball and how to believe in yourself. So they remind me of me. They have my attitude out there on the court, straight dogs.
So we're looking to do a East Texas hoops showcase for the top 20 girls, top 20 boys, who are the top two girls on this team. And I know it's several probably,
Man,
great players or good players on the team, but if we could choose two, who would be
man,
your
that's tough.
your top two?
Man, 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 I only get two.
Only two. It's a lot of East Texas girls.
You talk about on the Reigns team.
Yeah, yeah, on the Reigns team. On the Reigns
Okay.
team.
J.C. Phillips and Kenzie Thompson.
JC Phillips and Kenzie Thomas.
Yeah. Thompson.
Thompson. So JC
Yes, sir.
Phillips and Kenzie Thompson.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. But you got to understand, Kate. You got to understand that if I could, I put the whole starting five on that, man. I got to name Ari. I got to name CP. I got to name PK. I got to name that. That whole starting five um, um, is great. My bad, man. I had to give all of them the shout out, man. I
No,
don't
you
I
good. I
don't.
understand that. I do
Yeah,
understand that.
yeah.
No, you good. What who's your, let's say, other five that's not necessarily on the Reigns team, but East Texas? Like, what other five would you name as far as girls in East Texas that can go?
Got to put my godchild on there. KK Brandon.
Okay.
Yeah. Got to put Kaya Bolton on there.
Okay.
They both play for Mount
Not
Pleasant.
Pleasant.
Man, got to put my niece on there. Jameson from Tyler Legacy.
Tyler Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Man, they really got some good girls. Um, um, the young lady from White House, Taylor
I
Taylor
don't think I've
Morris.
seen Taylor Morris.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
her.
think I've seen Taylor.
One more. I got to go with T from Jacksonville.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
no Alexa Lane. You gotta
Oh yeah, I'm
have
Oh man, yeah, man. Hey man, we got to start all
Alexa
over,
Lane,
man.
one of my
Come
top.
on, K, we got to start all over, man. I'm tripping, man.
Yeah,
Man,
Alexa
let me
Lane, my
give me. Hold on,
she
hold on.
probably like my top player.
Yeah, I can't, man. I'm tripped. That's my
But
yeah. K,
nice. I
I
mean, best.
gotta go. K,
Yeah,
I gotta go. KK Alexa, KK Alexa T, Kaya, and Taylor Morris.
Taylor Morris, and then the other one, who you say was from Jacksonville, was
Jacksonville T,
T.
T,
Okay. Yeah, I have to
Tia.
go.
Yeah, T. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna go Alexa, Bethany Baltiz from Longview. Um,
Okay.
I like Madison McCool from Mount Pleasant. I like Shannon Hines too, though. Gina Mackey
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Pittsburgh,
yeah.
and it's another. Where's that young lady from? But yeah, I have to go now. So I'm really looking forward to the showcase though. How you feel like that would
That's
impact
great.
East Texas, like just having a platform like that for like top girls, top boys, whether you're a freshman through a senior, and we invite you to come play in the All-Star game, and then also we have a 3-point contest and then a dunk contest for the boys. How impactful do you feel like that would be?
I mean, I think that would be great. You know, I think we need more things for our youth to do. My bad, K. Somebody just called me.
You
How do
good?
I do that? My bad. I'm back.
Yep.
Um, I believe we need more things for them to do down here, in the East Texas area instead of going to the DFW area in Houston area, in the San Antonio area. So I believe what you all are doing that is special, and I believe we should just keep it up. We need to bring more here, um, and just take East Texas to another level. Why not? Why not East Texas?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. So what keeps you motivated these days, man? Seems like, you got the playoffs and you got the family for one. And then the are you still training like professionally? Like what's keeping you motivated?
Well, man, right now, my wife and my son is the are my biggest supporters, my biggest motivators. So they come first. So I'm always trying to make them proud. Each and every day, I'm always trying to make them proud. God is the head of my life. Um, but have I been working out, man? I it's been up and down, man. I'm struggling with retirement. Still going back and forth whether I should play or not. Um, and that bothers me, man. I can't lie, like that bothers me on a daily level because sometimes in the middle of the night, man, I just come in the living room, man, and I just watch myself playing, watch my highlights, and man, I miss it. I miss it. I miss it very much. My bad, Kate.
You good?
That's Rick calling me. My bad. But I miss playing very much. Um, there's times I think about it and I just break down in tears because I truly still want to play.
Mhm.
But I believe God have a different calling on my life. You know, being able to have played 5 seasons, overseas in my 30s is a true blessing. People don't get to play anything professionally, so I got to make sure I count my blessings. Um, but does it hurt not playing? Absolutely, and I, I see why you have to find yourself after playing professional sports because that's that's what you love the most. That's what people seriously. If people remind you, you remind people of how great of an athlete you are. So outside of that, people need to really find out what type of person you really are when you're not playing any sports. And depression can hit. You know, I believe going to counseling. I believe talking to a therapist because you got to get those things. out, you know.
Yeah, I respect that. And what moment did you feel like your purpose was bigger than when you were playing? Or is it that even a fact? Like, do you even feel that way?
Yeah, I do because every kid I ever encountered reminds me of some part of me on the court or off the court, and I believe that's my gift, man. I could touch any kid that I come in contact with. I can touch their lives, and I don't even have to work hard to do that. It just comes to me, you know. I just speak wisdom into them, and things they say, things I do. You know, I'll just sit back and just be like, man, I used to think like that. Whether it was good or bad, but most of the kids is positive. But I just speak life into them, and I speak from the heart, and I'm very honest with them. You know, that but playing and training and mentoring, man. I mean, if I had to pick, I don't. I just love playing, but I mean, I think I love just giving back to the youth much more because I truly want them to be better than me. I can honestly touch the Bible and say that I really want my players to be better than me. Um, so when people say, "Oh, your dad in life, your dad is the only one that wants you to be better than me," like I don't believe in that. You know, I don't believe that because I truly just want them to be great. Truth be told, I just want them to be successful in life. You know, basketball is a gift, but I feel like one day you want to stop bouncing that ball. And that's something I wasn't ready for.
So would you say most athletes struggle with that transition, like post sports, like when they just when it's completely done? And how did you get over it, like overcome that
Man,
transition?
man, like for the first question, yes, man. We don't talk about that enough. You know, when we retire, you see when people retired, they usually go ghost for a couple of years. And they're trying to find themselves, right? Um, you know, and some people come back looking different, feeling different, talking different, acting different because all you really um saw was them on the court or the football field or the baseball field. Um, so you saw them as a player. You didn't see them as a person, you know, as a regular individual. And it's hard, man. Like it's hard, you know. And to piggyback on your second question, what you said again, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was asking, how did you overcome it? Like that going through that transition.
Man, I can't lie to you, man. The Bible, God, man, I would sit down wherever I'm at. I'm like, man, the when I first announced the retirement, right? You checked up on me, people checked up on me, man. But the first day I just sat there and I cried the whole day because first off I couldn't really believe I was typing that, you know, um, and and I don't know, man. Like, man, you know, basketball have first off, God has opened up doors for me. Basketball have really taken me places that I never even dreamed of I would be. Um, I never dreamed I would be a trainer, a mentor. Um, all I just ever wanted to do was play basketball, you know. So when you tell me to put the ball down and do something else, I was kind of lost, you know. I'm just being honest, man. I was kind of lost, and I had to figure it out. And the first part of it, I tried to figure it out on my own. And my wife, you know, my wife she was very concerned about me. She was like, you know, Dyron, you okay? Because she had never seen me be so quiet or just to myself. But I mean, truth be told, I just was trying to figure it out on my own. And God showed me He had a helper in my wife, you know, and because I asked for my wife and my son. Um, so I felt like it came all together. When I want to go overseas and play basketball, and my wife and son is in the United States, I don't think I could live with that. Um, and I'm not saying I had to pick between my family and basketball because that's a no brainer. My family all day. So I thank God for rewarding me with that. And once again, Kay, he didn't have to do what he did for me. Um, Growing up on the streets of Kenner, Louisiana, man, it's a blessing that I'm still here and I can share my journey with others. Because I just was a kid, lost dribbling a basketball, and God opened up doors for me to expand and for me to walk through through those doors. But I never thought I'd be mentoring the youth, man. So, because I tell my players, whenever they ask me questions like, "Coach, was you really always this humble?" Or "Coach, we never see you get mad," and I'm like, "It, you don't get it. It took me a long time to even um, unleash this version of myself." But I'm glad I'm somebody that they can look up to, and they accept me for my flaws and all.
What are some other moments where you saw the Dog Pound Academy actually changing lives through the game of basketball?
Uh, Man, when when kids used to just show up to the gym to just talk to me, it wasn't even about basketball. When players I used to train would reach out to me, "Hey, coach, I just want to come hang with you, coach, and take a look at the gym if that's okay." That's when I really knew I had a gift and I was doing right by kids, because the youth these days, man. If they feel like you're not doing right by them, they're gonna, they're gonna call you out and they're gonna stay away from you. Um, so to have multiple young men and young women still reach out to me to this day and still surprise me and come to the gym, that means a lot. And I wouldn't throw that away for nah, for anything, because I feel like I'm God put me here for a reason. So I feel like if I go back and play on a professional level, like, where do these kids stand? Just being honest, you know. So I feel like I'm a different trainer. I feel like I'm a different type of mentor, and I really let my kids be who they are. You know, and you don't find that everywhere. So that's my true gift from God, to be honest.
And what are some different like qualities and traits are you seeing from these kids that like grow on you?
That grow on me.
Hmm. Like they grow on you as in like, "Oh, I want to continue to pour into this kid." Like,
Well, all of my kids are respectful. They're respectful. When anybody walk in the gym, they know to stop whatever they doing to go greet them. Taught them that. Um, just holding themselves accountable, holding themselves accountable. I don't take excuses. I give them grace, but it's grace and excuses, right? And excuses is just every time something happened, you have something to say. Grace is, I know you messed up. I got your back. Let's fix it. So my kids are open to learning and fixing problems more easily than what I was when I was at their age. So things I learned from them, yeah, learn plenty from them. I learned to be who you say you're going to be always. Someone is watching you always. Watch what you say, watch how you say things. You never know how people take that. I teach that to my kids. You have every right to be upset. I talk to them about controlling the anger, but what you do in that moment that you upset, um that can be a character flaw. And it only takes someone to see you act out one time and they have their own opinion about them. And that same person that have an opinion about you could be a president of a company, right? Can be your manager, right? Can be your coach, can be your next college coach, right? So I tell them to be mindful of those things because I made mistakes, and I want them to learn as much as they can from me. But all my kids have really, really great qualities. Great grades. I'm always on them about their grades. Um, get to class. Don't be tardy. Don't be absent. Um, Even if you don't agree with your teacher, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Don't roll your eyes. Look your teacher in the face. That take you further than sports. That will take you further than any sport.
Yeah, really do. So let's when people are seeing you at the playoff games, like in the stands, cheering on the team, like how how do you want to be perceived? As in, there's a lot of parents, and when we say parents, parents of athletes, and that could be your client, that could be your potential client. Like, what do you want them to know whenever you're in the stands and you're cheering these athletes on?
I'm very supportive, very supportive. I'm very humble. Um, I have all the confidence in myself. I'm very confident. Um, but most important, I'm just there to help any kid that I can help. And I just want to lead. I just want to lead. Is it times that I have to follow? Absolutely. We all do. But I just want to lead, and I just want to continue to show the way. And if you drop off your kids to me, I can make them a 300 um percent better person, not basketball player, a overall better person. And that's what I get the most. Whenever we're done with our sessions and we're talking about what I've done to really help them the most, they is yes basketball, but they tell me in life, so that's parents really look for that. Parents want somebody that their kid is gonna look up to in the right way, and teach them the same values that the parents are teaching them at home. You're supposed to continue that, great values in the kid. Because it's not about me at the end of the day. It's about what I can do to help the next person.
And what lessons do you try to pass on to like the athletes?
Never give up. Never doubt yourself. Always keep faith in God. Read your Bible, stay humble, always look for the best outlet. Um, Always get away from altercations. Words, negative words can hurt a friendship. Positive words can uplift a friend. Um, just be kind to one another, to people that you come encounter with, because you don't know what type of day people are having, and your words can either hurt or help someone. So I always tell them, if you each and every day just try to help someone and be nice to them.
And like with the Dog Pound Academy, what are some like ways that you want to win this year with the Dog Pound Academy? Like, what are some things that you're looking forward to as wins for the Dog Pound Academy?
Um, just continuing to challenge myself, to challenge my players to be better individuals. Um, Beating me to the gym. I want my kids to beat me to the gym, waiting outside for me. I want my kids to hold me accountable more. Well, coach, it's 6 o'clock. We have training at 6. I made it here 5:55. Where was you, coach? Um, um, Challenging me on the court more. I would love my players to challenge me one on one more. I would love my players to challenge me to pick up games, anything that can keep me with my competitive edge. Just taking it to a different level with training. This summer is going to be the toughest summer for all of my athletes, because I really feel like we need to tap into a different side. Me getting a taste in the playoffs and watching my players grow. Um, at first, I looked at, I was like, did I prepare them? Like I said earlier in the interview, and I did, but I'm always looking for ways to get better. So that's something I want to challenge myself. I want my players stretching more, right? I want us. We're gonna have a weightlifting class this summer. I want us to be stronger. You know, therapy. I'm thinking about hiring a therapist at the gym. You know, to talk about mental health. Yeah, thinking about bringing in some of my pro teammates. Coming in the gym and telling them how it really is. I don't want them to just hear it, but I want them to see it from different people. So yeah, dog pound is the biggest, and it's going to keep going up.
Yeah, I believe in it. So do most of your athletes they like want to play college ball, or is it just like to excel at the high school level, be developed for life? Like what is that profile or the desires of most of your athletes?
But most of them do want to play college ball, and it's my job to prepare them the best for college because middle school is different from high school. High school is different from college. College is different from the pros. When you're going from high school to college, it's no more someone's waking you up. It's no more somebody's texting you training. It's no more somebody saying you have to lift weights, you have to pass classes, you can't be late for this and that. Um, my players have to learn. You have to challenge yourself now before you even get there. You can't just turn on the switch in college, man. Before you know it, you back home with excuses. And you see a lot of athletes, and I'm not talking about nobody in particular, but you see a lot of athletes that that don't really know what they're getting themselves into. Like we speak of Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. And being honest, no one wants to go Division 3. um Division 3 is just as hard, NIA, um JUCO, like playing anywhere on the college level is hard, especially with adding the portal. So you gotta be a different type of young man fresh out of high school, or a young lady fresh out of high school trying to make a roster. We got NIL deals. I actually think college is turning into more of the pros. You're, like you said, you're paid. And I think college prepare you for life for sure. If you make it from playing college sports, man, you didn't did something. Because it's tough, man. It's tough. The pros, when I was overseas, man, I'm not saying it was a walk in the park, but I mean, I made it to the professional level to where I knew what all I needed to do. In college, man, you getting some stuff thrown at you, man. You getting thrown in the fire. You might hear some stuff you didn't hear from your high school coach. And they're looking for a reason to cut you, man. Especially if you a walk on, or especially if you're not no one special to them. And that's the tough conversations we don't have a lot, man. And I respect you because me and you are just alike, man. We had to fight for everything, man. And us fighting is different. I see you in the weight room, 6 o'clock in the morning. Me too, man. And some kids just not built for that, to be honest. And it's the hard conversations that you have to have because I believe in each and every kid, but I mean everybody's not gonna make it, man. That's the hardest part I have to understand. I can train 100 kids, 100 is not gonna make it in college. And
How do they
that's
how do they take that conversation whenever you're telling them about how their actions as of today won't allow them to succeed tomorrow? How do they take that?
well, some I hurt their feelings, some their feelings get hurt. Because I start off soft. My words start off soft, and then as I keep telling you the same things and over, it gets more stern. I'm like, I done saw you play 5, 6 times. You didn't do anything special. You don't work out hard enough. I'm telling you what it is. And when you get to saying, I know, I know, I know, that's when I gotta hit you hard. You're like you know. You're not like that. You just gotta get better. Now, I'm never telling a kid like they just, you don't have it. I have never just told a kid you don't have it. I will straight up tell them you don't have the motor, but I have never told a kid you don't have the what's the word? I have never told a kid you don't have the. I
Like,
just never told a kid to quit. Like you don't
yeah.
have to. I never told a kid that because I've always wanted kids to find it within them. But something else I learned, man, you can't give someone heart. You can't give them motivation. You can't give them confidence. Like you can't do that, you know? And when I first started training, I thought I could, you know. And then I'm at home scratching my head because I'm like, maybe the kid just don't wanna, they didn't go through what I went. That's what I had to learn. A parent told me this. One of my good friends told me this. Was like, Dyron, one of your issues is you want them to think like you. Well, Dyron, they're not fighting for a meal. You know, they're not fighting for a scholarship. You know, they're that's not the streets of New Orleans, Louisiana. You know, and I thought different from that day. You know, for me it was never a quit. It was never I couldn't do something. You know, and that's the truth. For some of my kids, you know, they might get hit on the court and they out for 2 months. That's not me though, you know. So that's what I've learned. I had to meet them where they was at, you know. That really helped me, man. Cause I had sleepless nights. I'm like, I know for sure I would have had 40 points if I was out there. You know, well, you're not out there. And that's something I miss about playing though. That's something I miss about playing for sure.
Yeah. I think that makes you different though, and it makes you different from this standpoint for sure. Because a lot of people, a lot of athletes that succeeded at that sport, they can't necessarily coach it. They can't necessarily go train people and get the most out of them. So for you to be able to swallow your pride and become aware that everybody's journey isn't like yours, so they're not going to think like you, their mental toughness is not going to be like yours, confidence level may not be like yours, and you're approaching them in a way to where it's not a one size fits all. It's like a specific for this player. I think that's what makes you different because, like I said, everybody that was successful at sports can't coach or train it. So, from what I just heard, that's what makes you special because you played it. So, it's only so much that as far as excuses or as far as like what they're not doing or what they are doing, like you can relate to that on a level to where it's emotionally, mentally, you remember those experiences vividly. So that's a great thing. That's a great thing. And I'm sure they have a lot of respect for you because of what you've been through. And that's kind of like an easier gateway or easier opening to get them to listen, follow your guidance, and really like just know like he's not just getting on to me because it is. It's like he's getting on to me because he's seen it at the highest level. And so I think just continue to play on that. And that was whoever your mentor was or your friend was who told you that, I would definitely keep them close.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. And you touched a great point when you said players can't coach or train. That like that's true, man. That's true. And I just thank God that I'm one of them that can. So I was blessed to be able to play and be a even better trainer, you know? Because that's true, man. I see things before it happened, man, you know, on the court. And I just thank God I made it where I made it. So I could come back and give back, man. I just thank God I've always been humble. Haven't got big headed about anything. You know, when some pros, you know, once they play on that level, you can't really have a conversation with them.
Mm.
They don't really answer the phone. They don't really talk to you. They talk to who they want to talk to. But you can ask anybody. Like when my players look me up or coach, you and see what I average or what I've done, they will really be like, Coach, you're down to earth. And man, I not nobody special, man. All I did was work my butt off it paid off. I had to beat myself up for. I mean, I had to stop beating myself up for um, feeling like a failure because I didn't make it to the NBA.
Mm,
That's something I just felt recently. I was like, because when you're done playing, man, you get to thinking about what you could have done. Oh, we all do it,
we all do.
and I just feel like maybe if I would have listened to my mentors or listened to my coaches in my early years, would I be better off? But then I got to look at it. I'm still better off. Not a failure. Once again, I played. I traveled the world and I played. You know, was I one step from the NBA? Absolutely, man. But maybe that wasn't in God's plans. He gave me something better. Have my own gym. Been in business for over 7 years.
Mm,
Have touched over 500 kids' lives.
that's a
You
blessing.
know, have got over 20 kids into college and potentially have saved over 20 kids from suicide. So that's much more worthy of me putting a basketball in the hoop. That's how I feel. Now, 10 years ago, I wouldn't be saying that. So I'm just a walking testimony.
And you was obedient to follow the vision, follow that purpose. So
Yeah,
that's how you got to this journey as well, just being obedient. That everybody don't
right.
make it a year in business. So you're at 7. So
Yeah.
that
That's
that
what people
that,
do.
that
That's
means
what
a
people
lot.
tell me. It's like Dyron, the first 1, 2, 3 years is tough
Tough.
in
Yeah, I just went
business.
through my
Like if you
first.
make it past that, yeah,
Yeah, I just went through my first full-time year, and
yeah. But man, yeah, man. And
go
it's
ahead. I'm
like I
sorry.
said, it's trial and error. But it's like we don't give up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's trial and error. But it's like, yeah, I can hear you. Can hear me?
Yeah, I can.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can.
yeah. But I mean, but the way you handle yourself, man, you handle yourself like you've been running a business for over 10, 20 years. Seriously, you know. So everybody can't run a business either.
Nah, they can't.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
It's a lot
yeah,
that
man.
come with it,
Yeah,
man. But man, I appreciate the
yeah,
time, bro. And yeah, just keep me updated after tonight where they'll play at this weekend. And if it's in the DFW area and it aligns with the timing and stuff, I'll let you know something soon.
no
And
problem.
I would love to be there, bro, and just tap in. I know I just came in out of nowhere late in the playoffs, but
Yeah,
I'll still support, however I can, especially if I'm in the area.
yeah. Thank you, man. No problem, man. Thanks for having me tonight, man.
Yes, indeed. We can do it more, man, more consistently, and then
Yeah,
have different topics that we hit on. And I think this will be it'll be great. And it's another like podcast software for virtual podcasts that's like way better than Zoom, they say. So I'm gonna go check that out and then I'll keep you updated with that. I'm gonna test it out, see what it's about, how to work it. And then if it's something that I feel like is more quality, then we can move forward with that one. And then just keep the virtual going, but we can still do some in person whenever we get a chance to align.
no problem, man. Thank you, man. You have a good night.
Yes, indeed. You too,
All right,
man.
bro. All
All
right.
right. I got you.